Dear student of Standard 10, Assalamu alaikum. Hope you are fine by the grace of Allah and staying at your home safely. Today I will discuss chapter 12 and lecture 3. Our today's topic is section 11.1, that means measurement of GNP. In the previous classes I have discussed about GNP, GDP and per capita income. I hope you all have understand clearly. Now GNP can be measured by three ways. At first, taking the produced goods and services into account. So what is this? That means you can understand that here is produce goods and services into account. So we know that various types of goods and services are produced in the economy of any country to meet the needs of the people. So it is not possible to calculate the total amount of these goods and services into account. So the amount of total production of each commodity and each services are to be multiplied with their market price to calculate the amount of GNP. That means to calculate GNP, we have to multiply the total amount of goods and services with the market price and then we will get the GNP. The summation of the financial value of each commodity and services obtained in this way is called GNP. Here we will multiply the final goods with the market price, isn't it? So final goods means the commodity which is ready for consuming. For calculating gross national product in this method only, the ultimate commodities have to be counted. You know that many goods are purchased and sold more than once as primary and secondary goods before arrive the market at the final phase. These purchase and sale occur between the producers and the businessmen. At the final phase of the production of the commodity, consumers purchase and consume it. After the purchase by the consumer, it is no more purchased or sold. If the commodity is counted at each phase to calculate the gross national product, the amount of gross national product will not be corrected. In economics, there is one term that is called double counting. So if we will count the all phases, that time there will be double counting. So to avoid the double counting, just final goods and services we will take into the consideration. So in calculating gross national product, the only commodity of the final phase has to be calculated. Here I have given one example, that is to make a dress or any furniture or to produce rice. There are some steps, like to make a dress, at first we need cotton, then we have to cotton, or the producer they will buy cotton from any sources, then from cotton transfer into yarn, and then there are some expenditure also over there, and from yarn there are some process, and after then yarn transfer into fabric, and then after some process fabric turns into shirt, isn't it? So it is not possible to count each and every phase in production. So the best method of counting the GNP is that the final production and will be multiplied with the market price. So if in a year, given year, if total amount of shirt will produce, suppose 500, so then 500 piece of shirt will be multiplied with their market price. Okay, then we will get the GNP, that is final value of the shirt. Then like this from tree, then wood, then some process over there, and then we will get the final product, that is furniture. And then we can use this furniture, isn't it? Or consumer use this final furniture. And then in this case also, to transform tree into furniture, there are some process, and each process we have to pay money. Or to produce paddy, we know that to produce paddy over here there are many process, and after that paddy, that is paddy processed into rice. So this shard, furniture, rice is called the ultimate production. So when we calculate GNP, that time we will multiply ultimate production into the market price, and then we will add all this product, and then we will get the ultimate production. Second method of calculating GNP is that taking the earned income of the factors of production into account. So in this method, to calculate gross national product, in this method the summation of the total income of the factors of production is found out. Do you know what is factors of production? Yes, in the previous classes I have discussed factors of production, isn't it? So the income of the four factors of production, that is land, labor, capital and organization, is rent, wages, interest and profit. That means from land we get rent, from labor we get wages, we have to pay wages, from capital we get interest, and from organization we get profit. So the national income of any country in a year is the summation of the total of the revenue or the wages or salaries, the interest and the profit earned by the factors of production in that year. So here is four factors of production. So if we will get from land rent, that means this is one amount, then labor wages, that is some amount, from capital interest, that is this is also some amount, and from organization also profit, isn't it? We get profit from organization, and profit also some amount. So when we add this all amount, that means rent, wages, interest, profit, sum of rent, wages, interest or profit, then we will get a big amount of the money. So this amount also called GNP. Now number 3, taking the total expenditure of the society into account. The total income of any country is spent in two ways. Number 1, to buy utility goods and services, and to invest, isn't it? So people when income money, that time they spend this or their money for two purposes: to buy utility goods and services, and another to invest. And who are spenders? So spenders can be classified into three types. Number 1, the government of the country, various government, non-government organizations, and the people. That is the total money spent by three types of people. Okay, so three types of spenders over here: the government of the country, various government and non-government organizations, and the people. So the summation of government, organization and private consumption expenses and investment expenses of a country in a specific period of time, usually in 1 year, is the gross national product of that country in that year, isn't it? So that means if we summation all these spends or expenses of government, different organization private consumption and people also, so that we will get the GNP in this method. Gross national product is many times called gross national income also, and in any simple economy, gross national product and gross national income may be the same. We know that the summation of the financial value of total produced goods and services in any specified period of time in any country is called gross national product, isn't it? But there are some differences between GNP and GNI. But it may not be equalized with the total income or the total expenses of the society, because to continue production process, some portion is separated from the financial value of GNP to make up the damages of capital items such as machinery, equipment, etc., and this portion is not included in the income of factors of production. So GNP and GNI is not the same. But for the sake of the advantages of discussion, GNP and GNI are many times used having the same meaning. So here I have given one example, that is, suppose this is one piece of rod iron. So here I have taken a piece of rod of 35 centimeter, in total 35 centimeter, but I have to cut that rod of 10 centimeter. So in this case I can piece this rod into 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3 pieces, okay, but rest of 5 centimeter will be useless. So I need 10 centimeter, but this 5 centimeter I have to given up, okay. So this 5 centimeter I will not use for any production purposes, but I have to buy 5 centimeter also, isn't it? But when I buy the rod, iron rod, this I buy this 35 centimeter, but when I cut this rod into 10 centimeter, that time I have to deduct this 5 centimeter. So when production will be done, that time this 5 centimeter will not consider the cost of or during the production system, any production, if any machine damages, then due to repair that machine we have to spend money, but in the final production the cost of machine repair will not be included. Here is one question, that is, can GDP be greater than GNP? Yes, it is possible for GDP to be higher than GNP, and it is also possible for GNP to be higher than GDP. GNP greater than GDP is best for a country because it means that the population of that country will have a greater contribution to the economy. Again, GDP can be greater than GNP if the net factor income from abroad is negative. So dear student, today up to this. Thank you everyone.